Guys, it's time to go to Grand Canyon. Grand Canyon. Here we are coming. Punta na po kami ngayon sa Grand Canyon. Sedona at Grand Canyon. Di ba mahal? Sedona at Grand Canyon tayo. Bye, Shana. We're just waiting for our ride to Grand Canyon. May pagmasa Arizona, may malaking mga cactus. This is our place. Scottsdale Holiday Inn Vacation. Na-pick up na po kami. Punta na kami ng Grand Canyon.
I'm so excited.
Jam, are you excited?
Yeah, super excited.
Super excited.
Vista to get pictures of it amongst the red rocks. Depending on time, like if we wind up hitting a lot of traffic, which I don't think we will, or how long we take at some of the other stops. If it means wait time, we might only have one stop in Sedona, but I'll try to get us two. But just know that's a possibility if time starts getting away from us. After Sedona, we'll be headed back here. Sedona, we're doing Sedona on the way back, just so you can see the sun. Well, these days it's starting to set on the red rocks because it doesn't fully set until about 12 hours from now. But, you can start to see it shift that way as the rocks start to light up in the sunset. You'll again hear me say this after we get them, but usually people are wondering, what time are we back? My goal is usually to get you guys back in the city. That doesn't necessarily mean to your hotel, but just to be able to look around and go, oh, thank goodness we're in Phoenix. Civilization. Between the hour of 7:30 and 8:30 p.m. Usually we're doing better than that, but it depends on what traffic is doing. If there's only one way up there and really one way back, and if something happens on it, all we can kind of do is roll with it. So we've been doing better than that, but that's my worst case scenario goal is within that hour time frame we'll be getting back into the city. Hopefully worst case scenario. I'm sure you guys know, as I mentioned a little bit earlier, all the saguaro cacti. There's a bunch of them. And he was located down there, and even before he toppled over and holding that thought, I'm drawing a real quick state. I know where it is headed the opposite direction, but somewhere right around here is where we're crossing the invisible line of you're out of Phoenix city limits, looking at each other. Because they didn't really get along, they didn't really trust each other at all. They're totally different on this side. It's right about here is where, boom, there it is. Quarter of a mile, third of a mile. We're out of the Sonoran Desert. We are in the plains of Arizona. Because of its nickname, the interplanar plateau. It's evergreen nettles. Those nettles are full of antioxidants and or something. And all kind of critters and people try to harvest them. Looking out the right side windows, just straight out, 3 o'clock, directly across the skull, you'll see this kind of up and down, windy kind of path or a blank space right there along the edge of the cliff there. That's that same coach road that we saw earlier on our way up the plateau. That's it, winding down the view. If I'd on that coach, I'd probably look at that and go, okay, have fun, I'm walking. And even walking on that, I'm not too sure about, especially when there's snow up here. But that's the same one making its way down into the Verde Valley below us. The Verde Valley is formed due to the flowing of the Verde River down there. It is still free-flowing. It's a surface level river down there. Mogollon Rim. It is the south end of the Colorado Plateau. We're kind of on the southwest side of the dash. Those who are farther back, probably if you look out your forward right windows here, you can see what I'm talking about out there in the distance. That's kind of where Sedona starts. You can even see almost around noon, for those who can't see on the front dash, the San Francisco Peak Mountains. No, now there's a truck in the way, so there'll be hills out in the distance. If you didn't catch them, as we come around this turn, they'll be out the kind of forward left for those mountains out in the distance on the horizon line on top of the plateau. we're coming briefly onto the Yavapai Apache cave systems underneath it, but even further downstream, there's another marking, and it was that's where they determined that by this point, if there's no water mixing, if it's just the spring water flowing, the reason they developed that layered bark is insulation mostly. People out on a tour, we've been driving through a mini blizzard all the way up here, fresh asphalt over this for a few miles, and then 66 would go that way, and they want the interstate to go that way. But definitely, if we had more time, we'd actually go up that way and coast down the lava flow, but we do not do straight. Interstate, you have passing lanes, and then the reason why every few years, for decades, every couple of years, someone like me or groups of someone like me will go to the road. Is that when traffic is bad, it's there so people can go in and look at it, because all they do is show sweeping vistas of the canyon and wildlife and stuff. And if traffic is fine, you see that in 10 minutes. That's my running theory. It's my most favorably named restaurant. But there's the sign, we're entering the park.
Grand Canyon.
Ohio, we went through Yellowstone and like up and out.
In
that whole trip, every time someone was doing something weird or crazy or whatever, and we're like, what are they doing? We get up. But I've had, I mean, with friends, like friends, family, and I think in other parts of the country and back in Ohio, I've had full blown like no, because it means we get up and out, like it means we gain an hour. It's like, no, you're just.
Our buses, bucket map.
My map?
Yeah, you have map already.
My big map.
The community village.
Sabay-sabay daw.
Tayo saan?
Sabay-sabay. Anak, it's cold here. 66 degree Fahrenheit.
There's a little kind of thing with like a Greek theater. It has like wooden benches and stuff. It's overlooking the canyon. Kind of the right. That. Don't go further that direction than that little like amphitheater thing. Up there, there's a little geology museum. If you go to the other side of that, there's some benches down that way. There's like 3 benches. Don't go farther that way than the benches. I've had people think, I'm going back to the parking lot, and they've walked 20 minutes that way and that way, thinking they're going back to the parking lot. Right around here for those who want to, or either
Oh, di na, kita ko na. Oh, wow.
Look down.
And whenever you're ready, go ahead and turn around. Yep, there it is.
Oh, wow.
Look at that.
What the?
Oh my.
Oh, my.
What the God?
Perfect.
Wow.
You guys all played your part perfectly. Everyone went, wow, oh God, that's what I live on, so good job. And
Yeah.
you see where it's nice and flat. Start
Wow.
going left from there,
Oh, nice.
right before it kind of dips down, and you see that little kind of like pip sticking up in the distance on the horizon. That, for all intents and purposes, is where the eastern entrance to the park is. It's a little like watchtower over there.
Oh, wow.
That's how far away it is.
Oh my God, I cannot go in there.
For anyone who needs to use the bathroom,
Jim.
let me
I'm gonna turn the book.
Cute anak, no?
the restroom.
Nice.
Go up the path that way, you see a building.
Mommy, say hi. Jem. Oh,
Jem, Jem, no, 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 please.
akala ko wala kayong
No,
fear of heights.
Jem, Jem.
Jem, Jem.
is scary.
Jem. Aba, picture tayo.
Sa baba.
What? Jem, Jem. Ma, ako na. At si Jem, Jem na hawakan mo. Oh, anak, huwag ka mo ganun pa. Bebe, halika mo. Halika, halika. Jem, Jem, halika dito. Halika dito. This is not play for me. Ito, parang mauhulog. You know, RIKISTV had fear of heights. So we're just in here. My wife is the one that's... Jem, Jem, please. Please, dito ka lang, please. Nandi ang aking mag-ina. Mag-ina ko. Tingin dito, mahal. Tingin dito, Jem, Jem. Jem, Jem, tingin. Mami.
Lumayo pa eh.
Mahal, let's go there. Wala na sila, oh. Jem, Jem. Iwan tayo, 12:05 tayo dito.
We're staying in the other.
Come here, Jem, Jem. Driving already. National Historic.
Nagdadrive na sila?
Hindi.
Nasaan si Zane?
12:10, mahal. 12:10.
Nasaan si Zane? Nasaan si Zane?
We're going. Ihi. Ayan, restroom. Huwag kayong pupunta daw doon. No.
Look at the ring.
Just there. Wow. Here you go, guys. This is not yet the Grand Canyon.
Then never again. There was a lady up here who, not Cove, that's who she eventually became, but her first name was Mary Jane. And she fell in love with Southwest Native American architecture, so she collaborated with some members of the Hopi tribe. He was originally wanted to name it the Decardeneus after the first alleged European to have seen the canyon, but another hotel had his name, and I think around Zion, so they called it the El Tavar instead, after the first guy who had heard about the canyon. Only two of the rooms in that canyon in that hotel face the canyon. The presidential suite is here right below presidential suite. None of the others do. That's by design. The windows that face the canyon are in the dining hall, so that way if you wanted to come and look at the canyon, you had to come down and pay for dinner. It's Bright Angel.
We're here to eat. Jam. No. Okay, Jam. See? Hindi natin na makikita na mahal yung horseshoe.
No, you don't.
Baby. Jam is walking here in the Grand Canyon.
Magmas ko. Mas.
Look at here. Don't touch the lunches.
You didn't come here.
Chloe, look through here also.
What's this? The lookout. Kaibab. Limestone.
Ganun look.
Kaibab look. Let's go there. Jim, tingnan mo yung side mo. Naku, mahulog ka dyan.
Nasa yung isang sopa.
Ito sa bulsa ko. See the rock. Look out studio. Oh. Look out. And the studio. Oh, we're here.
How about up?
Wala yan, may bayad yan. Dumi niyan. Ay, may tubig ba doon?
Wala. Ano anak, i-ayos ka. Halika dito. Kasi hindi. Halika muna, ayos ko belt mo.
Jim, mahulog ka.
Babayad eh.
May bayad?
Ito.
Ah. Wala, may bayad yan, anak. Tingnan mo na, oh, kitang-kita mo naman eh. Oh, picture dito. Asawa
Ay,
ko.
tatla bili. Anak.
Nakamas tayo eh.
Wala pa tayo. Wow, tanggal. Yeah. Bili na bago pa dumating yung mga tao. Punta doon, Mara, picture na. Mauntog. Smile. Gawin mo nga panorama. Hindi ko magawa eh. Paano ba yun?
Pindutin mo yung panorama.
I did.
Let's go. Jam, let's go, Jam. Let's go, Jam. Studio Art Gallery. Saan yan? Wala mo lang ano ito. Jam, mahulog ka dyan, mahal oh. What the? Sarado? Why sarado ang Cog Studio?
Parang bahay.
Bahay na nga eh. Kanino kaya yan? Mahal niyan. Bahay na yan.
Bahay?
Ano masasabi mo? Pagod ka na?
Tukupuan na ako.
Ayan.
Wow. Oh, Jim. Huwag daw ano dyan.
Uy, ano ba ano?
Uy, hike ko.
Oh, yan. Anak, lumayo ka na dyan, oh. Bato-bato na ito.
Oh. Dito
Dyan,
na anak.
tayo. Dito ka na.
Kasi ba't di kasi tinuloy? Nagba.
Yan, dyan ka na lang dumaan. Very good.
Ayoko dyang mag-ano tayo.
Wow!
Wala. Nag-hike dun.
Doesn't this rock look like a heart?
This side and that side.
Definitely. Yeah, it was. We're on the train,
Di ba
so
kaulog ka?
it's really cool.
Canyon Village.
See, look right here.
Il y avait quand même des gens. Ah, mais courageux.
Oui, et papa il a commandé l'huile.
No, it's okay.
What? What?
Di ba kaulog ka? Baka mahulog ka!
Hindi. Layo kasi. Baka daw ako mahulog, sabi ng anak ko. What? May naglalakad pa nga dun, oh. Oh my. May naglalakad pa nga sa side, eh. Hindi ako maglakad. Yung asawa ko, nagpapahinga na dun. Saka yung anak ko. May CR, anak. CR. Oh.
Teddy!
Ba't wala kang mask?
Nainom ng tubig. Inom pa.
Spring water, Grand Canyon, spring water. Naitapon ko yung tubig ko. Grand spring water. Kuha nga.
Whoa!
Meron din mahal sa ano ba?
Maganda itong isa.
Jim talaga. Ang kulit.
Teka, kukunin ko pa isa dito.
Look at the spring water here.
We're
Grand Canyon spring water.
water. So, Daddy is
We'll
getting...
just taste it for a moment. Remove.
Stop it, stop it.
Yippee! Yeah!
May mix yun eh.
Ang sarap. Wala. Lamig.
Let's taste!
Tignan mo. Oh, wala. Gumaling ang iyong sakit. Ba't amoy kabayo?
Kabayo yan kasi.
Alin?
Kabayo race. Horse race.
Oh, punta ka sa
Ito
Daddy.
yung Grand Canyon spring water.
Oh!
Ang sarap. Ang lamig-lamig. Mahal ano? Inom ka?
Ito hindi. Kukuha
Ngayon
pa
ang
lang.
ano?
No?
Nasa side namin ang Grand Canyon.
Nasaan sila?
If you guys want to go down here, it's another place to take pictures. But you can't get people to see us, remember?
Beautiful.
Taking it easy.
Here, so we're just waiting for our pickup. We're just waiting for our pickup. Hintay sila doon. Waiting for pickup.